My name is Bill Bartlett, and I'm a representational realist painter, working mainly in oils. I started knowing that I was going to be an artist when I was probably 7 years old, and I've painted ever since. I sold my first works when I was 12 years old. I had a lot of artists I really admired when I was a kid. I loved Andrew Wyeth and the Wyeth family, and my father used to collect prints, and I got to know Stowe Wagenroth, and my mother's cousin was Walker Hancock, the sculptor. So I was privileged to be able to go to his studio as a child and through most of my life. And he was a wonderful person, and I learned so much from him, and it was just great to be around him. I did a lot of art in high school, and when I left high school, I went to pursue training, and I couldn't find the training I wanted. I went to the regular art school route and went to the Museum of Fine Arts school, which I did not like. And I turned to looking for ateliers or small private tutelage. And I met Don Stone, and I studied with Don Stone. And he introduced me to Joe Santoro, who I studied with on almost an apprenticeship for 4 years, which was really great. And I learned a lot. During that time, I was a watercolorist. And for the first 10 years of my career, I did watercolors and sold watercolors, and also delved into egg tempera. So that was really enjoyable. From there, I kept seeking out more academic training, and I talked with Robert Douglas Hunter and Tom Dunlay, and they told me about Paul Ingertson, whom I met at a critique at the Copley Society. I brought in a self-portrait, and Paul liked my work and said I should come speak with him. And soon after, I went to study with Paul for 5 years, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and to this day, I credit his training to making me a much better painter. I just enjoy the whole process of painting. I love the idea of visual order and how our minds work and how the viewer is directed around a painting, and how I can, by using color, translate the two-dimensional world to a three-dimensional world. And I just enjoy figuring out how composition works and new ways of composing paintings, and new ways of treating surface, and looking for the beauty of paint in itself, and going beyond just the panel or the canvas and finding out what it is that attracts people to paint. Every painting is different. I really enjoy messing with people with the trompe-l'oeil. I like the idea that I can fool people into believing that it's a three-dimensional object, and I like to do it beyond just the things tacked up on a wall. I like to use the psychology of it. And I also just enjoy beauty, and I like to see what design can do and see how things relate with each other and how they work together, and how our minds take this and read what I've done, how they can put things together and finish off what I said in the poetry in art. I want to be expressive and allow the person who's seeing my painting to find what they enjoy in it. And hopefully I can communicate with them in that way. I really like starting paintings. I think that's the most fun part. And I like to make the start last as long as I possibly can. I use an extender for the drying time in my medium, so I can work up to 2 weeks on a start if I want to. And that makes the painting much more fun to me. And I like to find my rhythm in life and work to that, so I can work at a pace that is very comfortable for me. And I don't enjoy the finishing up of a painting. I really like to get into the start and see how much I can tell in the initial process. And that to me is very gratifying. I plan on changing my work up a little bit. I've been doing what galleries have told me and what I do to sell paintings, what I should do, and I found that that doesn't fulfill me. So I really want to do the work that I've always wanted to do, and my work is going to be a little bit larger than I've been working, and maybe a little less tight. I've done quite a few trompe-l'oeils over the years, and they've been very popular, and I enjoy doing them, and I really love the psychology of seeing and how the visual world is perceived. So trompe-l'oeil was really fun for me, but I find it to be very difficult and taking a long time to do. and I want to free myself up and get back to the enjoyment of painting again and not try to work for just selling work. I need to work for me now. So that's where I am in my life. And I've just built a studio on my property, and I haven't worked for a couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to getting in my studio and starting anew and being this person I've always wanted to be as a painter. Well, I'll tell you, the Guild meant a lot to me because as a kid, my father worked in Boston, and two galleries that I went to all the time were the Guild of Boston Artists and Udall and Richards. And they were really important galleries to me as a kid, and I met a lot of artists in there, and I was introduced to the art world because of the Guild. And I've been going there since. So for me to become a member of the Guild was sort of a childhood dream. And I've only been a member of the Guild for a couple of years now, and I'm just feeling like I'm getting to know the place. And it's kind of fun to go back there. I feel like I'm going back in time. It's a wonderful thing.